Here we go. Here we go.
I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Hey, this is the birthday live stream. We had to push it back a day. It was people hanging out fairly late over here yesterday. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Salute the friends and family. Salute the Bucks Nation. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Salute the Bucks Nation. Salute the friends and family. Appreciate y'all tapping in. It's been a couple days. It's been a little light on the Bucks news, but not the controversy. It's been a lot of comments in the comment section over the last two lives, even on Twitter regarding some of the comments regarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I just want to say that I don't think there's a wrong or right answer. I see people tapping in. There was in the comment section from Greece, like Greece could have kicked him out and sent him to Nigeria and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different emotions that were brought up uh, from the conversations from these last two lives. And I want to respect both sides because I understand how both parties are feeling if you're on either side of the aisle. I understand both points, but that's the whole point of this podcast is to generate conversation. That's the whole point. These last two lives are a great example of what this podcast is all about. It's about discussion, being respectful, being understanding, and just deliberating, debating back and forth. This podcast is true debating and deliberating on different topics. If you're in the comment section or you're on the panel, you're going to be as involved as on the screen or off the screen. I try to keep everybody involved. That's why we call this friends and family. This is a community we got here. This is a community we got here. I'm still super optimistic about the Bucks. 100% still super optimistic about the Bucks. Uh, Again, I'm proud of everything Horst has done this offseason. I think he definitely should get GM or offseason GM of the year for what he's done with this roster. I don't think there's a GM that did anything even close to what John Horst was able to accomplish in this offseason. I know there's been a lot of controversy with Giannis and Greece and all of that. And I guess what we have to do as fans is just trust the process and trust Giannis to make the right decisions and know that he's doing this for all the right reasons. Like I said, on the other side, I can understand your guys aren't going to win anything. Your team's going nowhere. You got a team here that's paying you $250,000 to play basketball. It would be a good idea to probably spend as much time as possible with your actual teammates that you're going to play 82 games, 82 regular season games plus playoffs with. I'm just putting both perspectives out there. I respect both. I get it. I'm just saying that it's not just a cut and dry answer on that discussion as well. It's just not a cut and dry answer. It's just not. It's just not. Also, want to get into some of the other comments that we were talking about in the other day as well. Oh, you know what somebody brought up? I want to ask friends and family. Yo, is Michael Redd one of the most underrated Bucks all time as far as what he did and his impact? Does he get slighted? We were like at work or something. We were just talking or just bringing up Bucks players and all that, right? And we were saying that we felt Michael Redd might be the most underrated Buck of all time for his impact, being a multiple time All-Star. Remember, LeBron James was trying to poach him from Milwaukee to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know if Michael Redd really does get the respect he deserves. He was a silky smooth shooter. He was kind of like the protege to Ray Allen. I really want to ask y'all that. Is Michael Redd underrated and undervalued? I want to say yes. I want to bring that up to friends and family. Is he got to be in the top 5 most underrated Bucks all time. Has to be top 5. No one ever brings up Michael Redd, and he was a 20-point a game scorer. I thought I agree, Robin. Robin said both things can be valid. Agreed. Agreed, Robin. Agreed. Yeah, so we just talked about that. I was like, man, yeah, you might be right. Michael Redd might be one of the most underrated Bucks all time. I want to bring that up too to the panel and just see what y'all think about that, because I feel like there's some validity to that. Shout out everybody in chat. What up, Luke? Appreciate you tapping in. Dr. Smith, appreciate you tapping in, bro. All good. Appreciate you tapping in. Thank you, Brandon. Much appreciated. What up, boy, mommy? Thank you. BKC, appreciate you. LaFonso, what's good? Derek, what's good? Robin, what's good? Appreciate you. Hey, Dr. Smith, you gonna have to watch the last two lives. Hey, B-Shack got the these last two lives activated, Dr. Smith. It was a lot going on, from Giannis's commitment to the Bucks versus Greece, where his loyalty lies. It was a lot, Dr. Smith. The last two lives were extremely entertaining. No joke, extremely entertaining. Mr. Washington, what's good? Appreciate you. What up, Jeff? T, what's good? Appreciate you. Oh, Dr. Smith, appreciate you with the super chat. Dr. Smith, appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Have one beer on me. It's a blessing to make it to the UNC status. Facts. Shout out to Dr. Smith. Appreciate you, sir. Salute. Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. We still out here grinding. Yep, Midnight Noon, absolutely. Shout out to my guy, Midnight Noon. Been a minute. Yeah, it was actually yesterday, but it was too many people at my house, so we had to push it to today, but we still getting it in. Shout out to my boy, Midnight Noon. What up, Moose? Appreciate you, Bleacher Report boss. Hey, the live last, you know what? I blacked out a little bit last live. I was very agitated by the LeBron comment, so I want to apologize if I went in too much. I really just blacked out. I saw boy mommy was like, hey, I went to go feed my kittens, and I came back to a crash. Shout out to boy mommy. Shout out to boy mommy. That's one thing that I will guarantee you will trigger me. Anything about LeBron being GOAT or top 3, that's gonna trigger me immediately. I'm gonna be triggered. I'm just gonna be triggered immediately. So I apologize to friends and family, but I had to go in. I just can't. I'm one of the people. Lies unchallenged become the truth. I'm not gonna let nobody lie in front of me like that. I just can't. My body ain't gonna allow me to do it. Something gotta happen. Appreciate you, Jay Stizzle. What's good? Yeah, Shannon Sharpe. Damn, Shannon Sharpe caught an L. That's what he get for being a LeBron fan. See? You was a Jordan fan, he might have got you up out of that situation. Call old girl Pops. Hey, this MJ over here. Yeah, Air Jordan. Called his daughter. It's over. It's over. 50-something with a 20-year-old, bro. That's crazy. I know there's nothing wrong with it. If whoever's on that, that's cool. But to me, that's crazy. You in your 50s and you trying to like get with like a 20-some-year-old and it's an OnlyFans and all of this. You too old to be that dumb. When you're called Unc, that means you're a man of age and you should be of wisdom at that point in your life. There was no reason for Shannon Sharpe to have to go through that. He was completely wilding out for that. You lost $100 million. Then you had to pay her $23 million. And now this chick is online on social media calling herself a boss. Oh, I don't even know how Shannon Sharpe sleep at night. There's no way I'd be able to sleep after I lost $100 million. Absolutely no way I would be able to sleep. Damn, Robert Walker Murphy, thank you, ma'am. With the $50 super chat, thank you. My contribution to the birthday cake. Happy birthday. May the blessings continue to flow. Thank you, ma'am. Much appreciation to Robert Walker Murphy. Thank you. What up, Clayton? Appreciate you subbing. Thank you so much, Robin. Really appreciate it. Hey, that's going to go towards a adult beverage. Probably in the 12-year to 15-year range. I'm just going to say. Hold on 1 second. J. Cole said, I'm done talking about Shannon. That dude too old for that. That's the thing, though. That's all I'm saying, J. Cole. You're 50 something. You're physically fit. You got money. You got stuff on the line. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you get a bag, you have to move so cautiously. Let me reiterate. I don't care what level it is. When you get a bag, a substantial bag, your head needs to be on a swivel. Your spidey senses need to be at 100%, and you need to assume everyone is trying to get you. What Shannon Sharpe did, he thought it was sweet. He didn't know that he was a lick. That's where he didn't understand. He didn't have the right people around him. When you got M's, you're a lick. You need to know that in your head. Like any female, anything mess with me, they gonna look at me as a lick. I'd have had everything recorded. Y'all heard Prodigy back in the day with murder music. They call rape. Show him the tape. I'm just playing my part. Shout out to P. Just saying that. It's unfortunate. You don't want to see anybody go out like that. But the problem is that's all self-inflicted that unfortunately happened to Shannon Sharpe. It's all self-inflicted. You had everything in the palm of your hands. You had the sports industry in the palm of your hands. Everybody wanted to come on your show. Everybody wanted to be around Shannon Sharpe. Everybody wanted to talk to Shannon Sharpe. And you threw it all away over Chocha. They tell you, they've been saying it since the beginning of time. If you don't pay attention, a woman can be your demise. No disrespect to women, but if you got the wrong woman around you, it can lead to your demise. I hope you have learned a valuable lesson at this stage in your career, Shannon Sharpe. You got to make smart decisions, fam. You just got to make smart decisions. Like, that was insane. Why you think she was messing with you anyway? You know what I'm saying? You don't got no swag like that. You don't got no sauce like that. You don't be fitted like that. She messing with you for the bag, bro. You got to understand. Like that, hey, I hope a lot of people and men have learned from this what happened to Shannon Sharpe. Protect the bag at all times, at all costs. At all costs. Think with the head that's north, not south. I mean, this should be a 30 for 30, real talk. For what happened to Shannon Sharpe, that should be a 30 for 30. That he had generational wealth in the palm of his hands for his family for generations and tricked it off on some random young female. I'm not gonna call her a broad or call her out her name. Some young female that's now shucking and jiving on IG. She already got a fresh surgery off that money. Shame on you being that old. Now I'm gonna tell you another thing, and I also blame the people around Shannon Sharpe. I don't want to just go in. I just wanted to get this out since some of y'all brought it out. I just want to talk about this briefly. Please, please, friends and family, have people around you that truly care about you and your well-being and have your best heart in mind. There is no way any of the people that I call my friends would have allowed me to get in that type of situation because they got real love for me and they could see what's going on. They could see the play getting ran. People that know that you was involved with something like that and not to intervene or say anything, they not your real friends. When sometimes to be a real friend, you have to have tough conversations. That's part of being a good friend. You have to be able to be willing to have tough conversations to not allow your friend, you calling him your friend, to crash out like we just saw. We just saw somebody crash out over 100 million being stupid. Have good people around you, friends and family. I'm telling you, y'all grow together, y'all build together, y'all get money together, but have good people around you. And if I don't care how long y'all done grew up together, but if they are no longer good for you or what you're trying to do, hey, You got to get little sometimes to get big. You get what I'm saying? You got to get little sometimes to get big. I'm telling you. I'm just trying to keep it real. James Owen, appreciate the 199 super chat. Salute. Appreciate you for both of the 199 super chats. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. Salute to you. Get to these comment section. What up, Cynthia? I see Cynthia in the building. What up, Cynthia? Good to see you. Appreciate it. What? Cynthia, walking lick. That's exactly what he was a walking lick. That was crazy. Right. A cannon. I'm using a cannon, bro. I'm just saying, isn't that type of fall? I'm not wishing that. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that type of fall off from grace is a 30 for 30. It got to be a 30 for 30. He had everything in the palm of his hands. Everybody loved Shannon Sharpe. Everybody was in Shannon Sharpe corner after what happened with Skip Bayless. Everybody wanted to see him win. Celebrities coming on to his show. Everybody trying to, propel him to be kind of the face of sports talk. And you threw it all away over a local chocha. Local chocha. I never understand when these type of things happen because in my head, I'm like, I'm rich as hell. Why am I even here? I could be in Turkey. I could be in Prague. I could be in Cape Verde. I could be in a lot of different scenarios where I know people ain't going to get at me like that. But instead, you want something that everybody else want, and she know that. But she messing with you because she think you the easiest way to get the bag, and you were. Very unfortunate, Shannon. Very unfortunate. I think you can come back, but I don't think he'll reach that peak again. He'll be able to come back. He might still have the thing with him and Ocho at night and all that, but the bag that he had, that's done. That's done for multiple reasons. That's done. Damn, Shannon. Please, y'all got the bag right there in front of your face. Collect the bag, then collect your thoughts, then act. That's the course of action. Go get the bag. Go home. Relax. Get your mind right for a couple weeks. Then act. But always secure the bag first. Always. Jesus. That's just like... You lose 100 million, then you gotta pay 23 on top of it is insane. That is crazy. That's all I'm saying, Dr. Smith. I'm not qualified to be anyone's judge. I've made enough mistakes for 3 lifetimes, but had the brother been looking for substance instead of a plaything, a lot of this could have been avoided. Facts. Facts. I'm going to tell you something, Dr. Smith. When I told you about the tough conversations, I was wilding out quite a bit when I was younger. And then one of my boys is like, hey, bro, we need to talk real quick. We just need to talk. So he came over my house one day when I had nothing going on. He's like, hey, man, what you got going on, bro? He's like, you're going to have to make a decision or draw a line in the sand. Are you looking for lust or are you looking for love? But he's like, you got to commit to one or the other, but you can't do both. Those are the type of friends you need in your life. When you getting out of when you need some straightening. In my Migos voice, you need people in your life that'll give you a little straightening when you need it. I'm telling you, you'll always be all right. I'm telling y'all, keep good people around you, you're gonna be straight. I'm telling you. Hold on one sec. I'm not trying to cook on it, boy, mommy. I'm just saying. Bleach Report said he was bragging about it. Yeah, that is true. He was bragging about cracking the young thing, and I get that. I remember when Monique came on there, they always bring that up when she was trying to put him on game, but he thought he was too cool for school. It happens. But like Dr. Smith said, people make mistakes. I do hope that Shannon learns from this mistake and kind of stays in his lane. I'm not saying no older man shouldn't date younger women. Obviously, that happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do things within reason. And I'm trying to, let me see how I want to say this. You shouldn't, if you got a bag, right? You shouldn't be involved with someone that doesn't have as much to lose as you or something to lose like you do. If you're the only person in the situation that has something to lose, you'll lose it. You'll lose it. 100% you'll lose it. 100%. Oh, 414J said she was Super Reggie, West Allis finest. Shout out for the local shots. Yo, he called her Reggie. I didn't think she was nothing crazy either. No disrespect. Like I said, I'm just saying from my vision, I didn't see anything that would be making me jump out of the window or where I should be dropping bread. You know what I'm saying? I think that one of the problems was that Shannon approached the situation as a John, and instead of being a man, he approached it like a John, and he got treated like one. He got treated like one. Just what it is. Appreciate you, JST Fresh Tech. What up, J Hall? Salute. Francis, what's good? Appreciate. Saul Cali, what's good? Appreciate you. Yeah, but again, I'm not trying to make fun of Shannon. I'm just trying to tell you things and from my life perspective, things that happen in my life that will prevent something like that from happening. And one of the things is having a good, solid foundation of good people around you. Mom, dad, friends. You just need to have a solid core group. When you got a solid core group, that's how you build a winning team. That's building a winning organization. That's how you win championships. Me and my boys, we like the Spurs. We gonna be consistent and win championships. You might not like how it might not be flashy all the time, but we gonna get it done. We gonna definitely get it done. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I didn't want to get into it too much, but yeah, being equally yoked has multiple meanings. Facts. Appreciate you, Pam. Thank you, ma'am. Much appreciated. I just hope he recovers and it doesn't like break him mentally from something like that. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I would be in the house for like 4 months if I lost 123 million. I don't want nobody talking to me. I don't want nothing. Just let me work out and leave me alone for like 4 months because that has to be a lot on him mentally. I can't even fathom what he's thinking and going through. And to have this all over social media and you got kids, that's the other thing. If you got children, you really need to rethink how you move in these streets because your kids can see that. Like, that's just crazy. I would be so ashamed if my family just saw something like that I tricked off 100 million on some random I almost call I'll just say Reggie type of female. On top of that, she wasn't no Ruby Rose. She wasn't nothing like outstanding. You know what I'm saying? She looked like a Midwest girl for the most part. Nothing. It wasn't no crazy special effects. It wasn't even no crazy special effects with her. Damn, Shannon. I wanted to see dude win and to get fired. They didn't even say with mutual like we decided to mutually go our separate ways. They said fired to put their foot on your neck. You thought, man, listen. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Let me ask y'all this then, while we since we on this now. Do y'all think the Shannon Sharpe's career can recover from what just happened? Correct. Never lead with your wallet, bro. 414J, never lead with your wallet. Never lead with your wallet. Hey, Max said, hey, Ruby, I can understand. Hilarious. But that's why I was just using her as an example where, like, okay, she's one of them. If you was going to trick, it'd be like that. But, like, what he was tricking on, that's like some of the average work that I see at the gym. Like, that ain't nothing. It wasn't no crazy special effects. That's what bothers me. It wasn't even no special effects. She just went to the surgery to get the special effects. Like, damn. Damn, Saul Cal, you think it's over? No, I can't say how I want to say it, Robin. That's why I'm saying Midwest. Just trust me, there's no strays. I promise. I just can't say the way I want to say it. But yeah. Jeff said, it's sad that he went out like that. My fiance is young, but I'm not going out like that. I'm almost 59. She 31. We've been together 7 years. I don't have a bag, though. But you got your respect. You got your respect, though. And that supersedes a bag, my friend. Respect supersedes a bag, because respect can get you a bag. Respect can get you a bag. But whenever you leave with money, it ain't gonna never work out. And I think that's, but I feel, but you got to understand from his perspective, at that age, trying to be with somebody like 30 years younger, what are you gonna lead with to attract her, to get her to talk to you, versus I Show Speed or one of these other Duke Dennis or one of these other dudes? He gonna have to lead with his bag. But if you got to do that, that's why you shouldn't. That's exactly why you shouldn't. It's just very, very unfortunate. Okay, Derek Stevens said, yeah, he'll recover. Uncle's a child of the South, Georgia born and raised. Yeah, I think so too, but I don't know if he'll get that back. I don't think he'll get that back. What? Pam, it's another young lady suing him for $20 million for defamation of character? What? No. Are you serious? I just want to make sure that I'm clear, Pam. You're telling me, so he just paid this chick $23 million. Now you're saying on the back end, there's another $20 million. This man is about to go broke over Chocha. This man is about to go broke over Chocha. Okay, so not okay. But how can you sue somebody for $20 million for defamation? Thank you, boy, mommy. That's crazy. Out of there. Damn, you let these females trick you out of your position, these young ones? Damn, Pam, I'm actually at a loss for words. I actually need a minute to gather myself. I actually was not aware that he had something else in the back end, which is why now I understand why ESPN said fired. They can't even have that we were trying to work it out with somebody like that. Woman that went to the Usher concert, no one he was in a relationship with. Okay. But you know what's crazy though, Robin? Is that now it's gonna be a free for all on Shannon Sharpe. Anybody that had anything that they thought he might have said crazy, they gonna all try to sue him now since she won. The floodgates are open. This is just like what happened with Diddy when Cassie sued her first. We didn't really pay attention. Then everything else started coming. The floodgates open. Well, she sued and won. I'm about to sue too. Damn, you made 23 million in your whole NFL career. You gave that to one person. I'm not in his bag and his account or nothing like that, but this gotta be tremendous impact on your bottom line. He definitely fumbled the bag. He definitely fumbled the bag. It might be over. Damn. You know who low key might be happy about that though is Stephen A. Smith, because he back on top. He back on top. He don't got no threats, no competition. Everything has been dismantled from the Joy Taylor with all that stuff they had going on, and he was able to avoid all that smoke. Now he back on top. Now he gonna get his $100 million. if he didn't already get it. He's definitely getting his $100 million now because ESPN needs Stephen A. They definitely need him now. So this is just an interesting turn of events. Interesting turn of events. Wow. So all of that's coming out? Derek said he had a history. Yo, man, listen, that's wild. That I don't even know what to say. Like, this done caught me off guard. I didn't know we was gonna get into this bag. Just crazy. Jesus. Is it Shannon Sharpe like 54 or something like that? He just too old for that. That's crazy. Let's just change the energy a little bit. That threw me off. Let's talk some Bucks. God, Jesus, that was crazy. Damn, I didn't know all that. I just knew the first level. I just knew the epidermis level. I didn't know everything underneath the epidermis. Damn. He might, man. Damn, that bag is gone. I hope he's like invested his money wisely. 57? All right. Thank you for the information, Saul Callie. This is too much. Yeah, that's too much. No, it is. It's unfortunate, Jeff, but yeah, turn the lights off. The party is over. It is over. Appreciate you, Luke. Thank you. Make sure I hit that like button. We came in here talking about one thing and it just turned to something completely different. Yeah, 57 is too damn old. Like, he might not even want to crack nothing for like 2-3 years now after this happened. He might not want to crack nothing after this. Like, that's every time he cracks something, you're gonna be thinking about 123 million. Damn. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, 414J. Sterling going to the Hall of Fame, much deserved. He was a beast. Correct. That is a positive spin for the Sharpe family. Sterling Sharpe going to the Hall of Fame, well deserved. I know this might be unpopular with some people, and I know why they would say that this is unpopular, but there was a point in time, friends and family, where there was a very real argument and debate if Jerry Rice was better than Sterling Sharpe and vice versa. I just want to put that out there, the gravity of how cold Sterling Sharpe was. Sterling Sharpe in his prime, there was like, he might be better than Rice in his prime. Anybody that's being held at that regard, that high of a regard, should be in the Hall of Fame. It shouldn't even be no questions. Because it was clear the path to Sterling. And then Sterling Sharpe had bums this quarterback. Don Majkowski, young Brett Favre. Like, come on, man. And he was getting 100 receptions in a time where that didn't even seem real. Sterling Sharpe was the truth. That was one of my favorite receivers, if not my favorite receiver of all time. I know people love Randy Moss. I get it. I know why they love Randy Moss. I know why they love T.O. I know why they love Jerry Rice. But I'm going to tell you why I love my dude, Sterling Sharpe. Sterling Sharpe was a dog, and he was physical. He would punish you. That's part of the reason he got hurt, because of how physical he was. He was literally like a tight end strength, but in a wide receiver body. So physical at the line. Sterling Sharpe, I'm trying to think if there's somebody in the league now that I could compare, and it's not. The only other person I could think of that was physical, like, let me think, maybe Jamar Chase? Moose, you like Jamar Chase. You think Jamar Chase is as physical as Shannon Sharpe or Sterling Sharpe? Let me know. Otherwise, the only other player I've seen that was physical from the wide receiver perspective that I felt had that Sterling Sharpe in him, I would say is Anquan Bolden and Steve Smith Sr. Those are very physical receivers. Yeah, that's what it was, 414J. I'll go with that. Sterling was Megatron before Megatron. Correct. Debo, cool, bro. I feel you, but nah, bro. Sterling was different, bro. I'm telling you, Sterling was running over cornerbacks, bro. Linebackers, running them over, bro. You have to go back and maybe one of these on the next Packer Live, we gonna watch some highlights of Sterling Sharpe, because I think people, like in my Roy Jones Jr. voice, y'all must have forgot. Sterling was elite. Elite. Like I said, there was debate if he was better than Jerry Rice. And he was playing with a trash quarterback. Trash. He said, I almost thought you was going to say Sterling Brown. Shout out to Sterling Brown. I hope you safe and sound, brother, wherever you at. Sterling Brown. Yep, there we go. A.J. Brown is perfect. That is perfect, 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 perfect. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Exactly. Sterling Sharpe is a better version of A.J. Brown. Let that sink in. Like, it's not even close better. Like, he's better. But A.J. Brown is cold. So think about that. As cold as A.J. Brown is, he can't hold Sterling Sharpe's spit bucket. I'm going to keep it real. He can't hold the spit bucket. Thank you for that. I knew it was somebody. I couldn't put my finger on it. Good look at Dr. Smith. The only person I could think of was Anquan Bolden, because he's cut from that cloth too, Anquan Bolden. So that's the only one I could think of. But yeah, A.J. Brown is perfect. But I felt what you were saying, J. Cole, with Debo. Debo's a physical. Thank you, Pam. Let's get them happy birthday likes up. Thank you. Dr. Smith says I'm old enough to remember. Hey, I feel you. No, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying as far as the true physicality and size, Sterling Sharpe was imposing physically. Debo is tough and he plays physical, but I'm just saying Sterling Sharpe was imposing physically. If you saw him on the field, he was imposing. It's a different type of, you know what I'm saying, energy. That's what I'm saying. I get where you're going. Hey, Moose, your boy ain't physical. Your boy Chase ain't physical. He finesse. Yeah, that's coming soon. It's been so much cracking with the Bucks. I had a chance. Andre Johnson was a good one. Andre Johnson was definitely a good one. Definitely. Appreciate you, Prate. Was good. Appreciate you, Chess. Vel Judah was good. Yeah, I'm just happy he's going to the Hall. I think he is well deserved. I think it took way longer than it needed, but I understand because his career was cut short with injuries, but his numbers are just outstanding. His numbers are just outstanding. So at least there's that, you know what I'm saying, for the Sharps, that they got to look forward to. Both brothers being in the Hall of Fame is quite the accomplishment. I mean, that's quite the accomplishment. Obviously, we know Peyton Manning and Eli Manning will also be brothers in the Hall of Fame, but that's crazy to be siblings in the Hall of Fame is wild. Do you know how elite talent you have to be? Not only to make it to professional sports, but to excel to the point where you're put in a special category for the best of the best of the best? That's crazy, and both of you did it? That's impressive. On the field, Shannon, Sterling, very impressive. Very impressive. No, he was. That's right. Sterling. Why would he have fear? He bigger than the linebackers. Why would he have fear? That's the whole point what I'm trying to say there. He had no fear because he's as big as the people that were trying to hit him. That's what made him so dope. That's what made him so dope. He had speed, physical, all the tools. Hold on one second. Yeah, in the Hall. Oh, first ever brothers in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so it's them. Then it's gonna be the Manning brothers, and then the Kelsey brothers would be after them, right? So those are the three brothers we're assuming going to the Hall of Fame, right? So we got Sterling, Shannon, then we're gonna have Eli, we're gonna have Peyton, and then we're gonna have Travis Kelsey, and I forgot what his brother's name is. but he's definitely gonna go to the Hall of Fame too. The center for the old center for the Eagles. That's crazy. Oh, I remember Chris Chambers. He was cold at Wisconsin. Oh yeah, that's true, Moose. The Watt brothers too will be in the Hall of Fame. Yep, the Watt brothers definitely be in the Hall of Fame. 100%. Tap in, Dr. Smith. Appreciate you tapping in, Dr. Smith. Let me get him up in here. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you tapping in.
What's good? What's good? What's going on?
Hey,
Happy birthday, first and foremost.
appreciate it.
Uh, it's always a blessing to make it another lap
Right.
around the sun. Salute to the family.
Appreciate.
I absolutely cannot stay for
It's
too
all
long.
good.
I'm supposed to be going for a minute, but you can't start a football conversation.
Let me let you get your
Right.
bars off before you go. It's on you, Dr.
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah, no, Sterling Sharpe is what brought because I'm not from Wisconsin,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't know it other than y'all. I
Right.
don't know anyone from Wisconsin, right? Sterling Sharpe was the player who brought me to the Packers. So I know. You know what I mean? I know. Yeah, he used to throw people right out of the way. Like so, and that was when uh back then, football was it went through that similar transition that basketball went through,
Right.
where they tried to make it more palatable for people who only wanted to watch offense. This was before that. So
Correct.
defenses were allowed to be more physical with wide receivers. Therefore, if you wanted to be a physical wide receiver, you had to really be bodying people out the way. You know what I mean? And so this is how people like Michael Irvin
Mm-hmm.
really made their money, right? Because I know people only know Michael Irvin for like
The
the the
foolishness.
the theatrics now, right? But if you remember when he was on the field, he used to like
Bleacher.
full throw people right out the way. Like Sterling Sharpe was even better than that. What's up, man? What's
Right.
going on?
Hold
What's
on one
going
second.
on?
Let me get my boy to drop the super chat. Hold on one second. 78, appreciate you with the $20 super chat. Happy born day, bro. Appreciate you. Good looking, 78. Shout out to the LDBC, the general. What's good, sir? Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Dr. Smith. Appreciate you, 78. General.
Far as Shannon, it doesn't matter how old that brother is, right? If you got a hole in the middle of your soul, it doesn't matter how many thongs you throw into that void, it's not going to fill it. You got to fix that, right? Stop playing with these children. Stop playing it, right? And grow up, bro. That's something you should have learned 3 decades ago.
That's what's
Three
something.
decades ago.
How
You
much
know what I'm
time did
saying?
he have? And then why you were in the NFL? You didn't get in no trouble. You had all that around you to get in trouble. You wait till you
But
way
we don't
past
know
it.
that.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't know that. We just know
Can,
that
can,
we don't know that he
can I add
wasn't
something to
doing that.
that real
Right.
quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Bleacher.
This is the same man that didn't want to pay his daughter's wedding. He only gave her $30K, and he's paying this woman $23 million. Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah, I like so there's a whole bunch of stuff
Right.
about all of these athletes that I don't,
Right.
that's their own personal
Appreciate
lives.
you. Yeah,
When
appreciate you, Scales.
when you have the world open to you like that, there are a lot of people who don't know how to move that are going to make mistakes like this. All we're finding now is that Shannon is another one of them. By the end of this off season, there will be at least four more that you'll hear about in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Maybe not that big, but someone who should have had a big brother, someone who is the new Zion Williamson of the moment, right? Where you're just out there wilding and just got your face in places you shouldn't have your face in. And someone pull this dude out of the club. Someone give this brother a glass of cold water. Give him a splash of cold water. You need your brothers around you. There are good women in this world, and then there are women who will give you the give and go, the pick and roll. And if you're not ready to play them games, get off the court. I don't know how many more metaphors I got to give you. I'm just get off the court. You too old. You in your 50s, you washed up. It's over. It's all right to be washed. I'm not in my 50s.
Right.
I'm almost in my 50s. I am gladly washed up. I'm it's over for me. It's and I don't want to ever go back to that time. Find yourself a queen, stay out the game. Stay
Is
out
You
the
that
see,
game.
the
A-
game?
Hey, yo,
you
Stay
see,
out the game.
Aiden put Shorty on the plane. She
Yeah,
didn't want
that's
to
what
give
I
him none. He
said.
like, I beat it. He left her at the runway. Like, all right, we out of here. I'm about to leave
So
Turks. You ain't trying to do nothing. I'm gone. We ain't even got to play them games. Like Doc just said, it's rules to this. It's one way or the other, brother, to keep yourself clean. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can't be doing that. Like, first of all, I don't want to just jump in it, but happy birthday, my brother.
It's all good. Appreciate you, Scales. Appreciate you.
My Leo
Salute.
brother, Leo season
Right, you
in the
already know we
building.
gang. You already know
We
we
gang,
gang.
we out here,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm coming in on the internet, but Dr. Smith is absolutely correct. Like, I've been laughing at the Shannon situation because I think when you mudsling, you kind of like, you know what I mean? You inherit that. Like, it's like the energies that you bring. So, like, he won with the Cat Williams thing and, his platform. He was doing his interviews, but he was trying to kind of like win with like letting people come on there and shit on other people. You know what I'm saying? And I always knew that crash and burn because the universe don't really believe in that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be using that platform that you were given for that. You know what I mean? So when he
Yeah, I
started
like
going
that.
in that direction, I started getting them vibes. And then like what he was doing with Ocho Cinco was different because that's kind of rogue and they were independent. You know what I mean? And they were getting their sponsors, but Club Shay Shay and what he was doing for ESPN were kind of tied together because he built that personality through with Skip Bayless. You know what I mean? The Uncle Shay Shay with the Black and Mild and the cup of Hennessy and all of that.
Right.
So you took it to a interview platform, but it seemed like after Cat Williams, he got numbers hungry. And he started everybody he had to come on there from Monique to anybody. He was bringing up your issues. You get what I'm saying? Like
He was
if
turning to
Bleacher,
Vlad. He turned
Dr.
into
Smith
Vlad
had a
TV. He started
yeah,
turning into
exactly.
Vlad
It's like
TV.
it's like literally if we got on here and you brought on my op just to
Right.
be
Yeah.
for ratings. Like,
Right.
and I'm your homie. Like we
Right.
homies. I'm
Right.
looking at you like, yo, what is this dude on? But when you realize that it's literally just for ratings, but being somebody that kind of, I
Right.
got my foot in the business a little bit.
Right.
I know that's a karma that comes with this game. You know what I mean? Like be careful how you
Absolutely.
mud sling because it can when the mud gets slinged back on you, not too many people gonna come to your rescue because you've been kind of kicking people under the mud. And even if it ain't you per se saying it, it's your platform putting the content out. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Like even on here,
Absolutely.
bro, I like this platform because if somebody get too reckless in the comments, or even if somebody you bring on screen get too disrespectful or too crazy, they out of here.
You're out of
You
here.
get what I'm
Right.
saying? So they're not gonna use your platform for clickbait, and you're not gonna use them for clickbait. Like you make
Correct.
that evident, and that's why this is a safe space and people feel comfortable to come here and build. You know
Right.
what I mean? As
Facts.
intelligent
Appreciate it.
adults. You know what I'm saying? And not trolls on the internet or online like that, because that's not what you're in this for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but there are people who are in this for that, which we know of, and I'm not gonna say any
Right.
names, but you know what I mean?
Right.
There are people who are here just for clicks to get that type of, but like I said, it's things that come with that. You see what
I
I'm
think that's a
saying?
great
You don't get
perspective, Scales.
yeah,
Great
for
perspective.
sure. For sure. You
I
know what
think
I
that's a
mean? So
great perspective. What you think about
like
that, Bleacher? What Scale saying then to Dr. Smith? As long as you got time, Dr. Smith, go ahead, Bleacher. I thought that's a lot to unpack. What you just said, Scale. I think that's
Well,
100% valid.
yeah, me. Well, I gotta respond. I kind of happy I talked about this because with difference between what Shannon's doing and what you're doing, you want to get everybody involved into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And he would just talk about different type of people, and then like for example, that was really he's being a hypocrite because I remember one time Ocho was late and he just gave him the business. Oh, you been late doing this and this job. He acting just how Skip was acting to him. And
Mm.
he losing everything. He did everything. He'll probably get mad at Ocho about if he did this. This is something you probably think Ocho probably would have done to mess up. But he didn't mess up. He didn't mess up anything. It's Shannon. We thought that he was the guy, the most brightest man in the room, but he wasn't. He was thinking about whatever something else, and that's the big problem. He got too big. He got too big headed in his ways, and I understand he gonna probably think that we just getting on. But look, I'm disappointed in you.
Right. That's what it is. That's what it
This
is.
disappointed in him. Like I really looked up to him. Like man, I wanted to watch him, but he just you fumbled the bag, bro. $100 million gone. I It could be
Oh,
me,
hold on one
man.
second, Scales. I had to hold on, say Scales. Hold on one second. I had
Oh,
to adjust the audio. Go ahead, Scales.
no, I
Go ahead.
was saying I agree with Bleacher. I'm more disappointed than anything because I already got my jokes off several weeks ago. You know what I mean? My jokes are kind of corny and stale at this point because you know what I mean.
Now
They've
it's
aged.
disappointment to set in.
Yeah, now it's not a disappointment is set in. Now I've gotten past the laughter, and now it's the Bleacher's point that I don't like to see the brothers lose, man. You know what I mean? I like to see the brothers get their bag, man. You know what I mean? I'm one of them dudes. I salute
Right,
every black man getting his bag. You know what I mean? Not to turn it into a racial thing or
right,
anything. It's just something that I'm proud of. I like to see brothers succeeding and getting to that bag. And I thought Shannon did a good job with that, especially with him, leaving the platform like people we follow like Joe Buttons or
right.
even Jeff Teague, like people leaving platforms or even Gilbert Arenas leaving platforms and building their own platforms. I salute that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So when I was seeing Shannon do that and he was giving other brothers opportunity through his network and things like that, I was saluting that. But it's also like to Bleacher's point is what you do off the mic or off the camera. You know what I mean? To allow that to spill into what you're doing because, like he said, we all know Ocho Cinco party,
Right,
Nick Young party. A lot of
right,
these TV personality do. Paul Pierce is very public
right. About
with
his
his
party.
party. Like, and he,
All
you
of
know
them
what I
do.
mean?
Right.
Yeah,
All of them do.
all of them do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a way that you do things. You know what I mean? And it was just the way that he was doing shit was. I mean, doing
It's
things
all
was
good, bro. Go
uncouth.
ahead. All right.
You know what I mean? The way he was doing things was uncouth for a man of his age.
That's the
You
thing.
know what
For
I'm
his
saying?
age, at his
Yeah,
age, it's really what is. I think that's what's really bothersome to most people. Is like if he was 22, 23, and this happened, you like, all right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But 57, you've led a long life. You've been in multiple different types of situations, and you let some young woman just wind you up and just get you up. I rode you to the moon. That's what my man used
man.
to say. They'll ride you to the moon if you let them. She rode you to the moon, stopped there, went to Saturn, stopped there, went to Mars, then came back to Earth to get your bag. Like that's
Man,
crazy. Go ahead, Bleacher.
Yeah, I'll just it's just a shame that I mean one thing Sherry tried was upset about was this happened while Snoring Sharp's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame on Saturday, and it just sucks. It kind of sucks, but I mean you know two brothers in the Hall of Fame, first time ever,
Ever.
and this happens. I would like if it would have waited too much. I knew it was done. I knew they're gonna fire him anyway. I knew they're gonna fire him, but
They could have waited till next week until yeah, they could have waited.
ESPN don't. We all here know ESPN ain't fully, man. So
Right.
that's why we here, because they ain't gonna
Yes.
give you they choose who they want later anyway. But they could have waited till next week to fire him. You're not gonna have him back for the NFL season. His brother going in the Hall of Fame. You could have waited, but nope. They wanted to get it done now and just put the man under the bus.
It's
But
just gonna put a cloud over a great day for Sterling Sharpe. That's something he's been waiting on for so many decades to finally happen, and now it's gonna be a cloud over his big day because of what his little brother went through. I think that's messed up, and they should have tried to at least prevent that. That man has been waiting almost 30 years, right?
yeah,
Dr. Smith, like 30
Yeah.
years, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
like
that's when I
30.
started watching them.
Yeah, so like 30 years. So it's like, why would you do that on that day to just take a number two on somebody? Like, that's inappropriate to me. Like, I know he did what he did, but there's a way to be tactful in execution. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we know we're gonna fight. Let's wait till Monday. Let them have their brother time. He ain't gonna even be happy on stage like that with his brother. Yo, nor will his brother. The energy gonna be all up. I almost think they did it like this on purpose. Like, okay, we're gonna let you be in the Hall of Fame, but you're gonna have to take this with you.
yeah, I definitely think they did
You
put a
never know.
stain
I'm
on
not.
it.
You never know. You never know. You just never know. I got a question for all y'all, but I'm gonna start with Dr. Smith while you got time. Dr. Smith, what do you think about this whole Arenas thing that's been going on with Gilbert Arenas? Is he
With
another
the
one that?
illegal
Yeah. Do you
with
think
the
he?
illegal gambling
Yeah.
thing.
Do you think he fumbled the bag too?
I think, look, I think when it comes to a lot of these situations, right, whether it's your inability to control yourself around women and whatnot, or having illegal gambling rings and whatnot, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not a celebrity, right? So there's certain things that I'm not going to see. I only hear about them
Mm.
when people screw up, right? Like it's like I don't want to bring street stuff into this
Yeah.
conversation, right? But it's like people who see the street and people who are in the
In the
street. The
street,
only certain
right?
right? Only certain
I,
things you see, you don't know about, right? And it's not for you to know if you're not in those circles, right? We find certain things out when someone has messed up, right?
Right.
And that's when it becomes a story. I think when it comes to a lot of these guys, right, who have access to all of that, right, what you're seeing is not to make this like a psychological conversation or a
Mm-hmm.
philosophical conversation, right? I think it's like the people it's like the people not being able to control themselves because they are screwing up in some way, like there's a brokenness about them, right? And so like there is no moderation around them. So like even going back to the Shannon Sharpe thing, right? Some people can drink in moderation and some people go to the bar and they got to get carried out, right? Why?
Right. Right.
Right? You don't know how to control yourself. Some people can go and drop a couple of dollars on the game and that's it. And some people got to like, no, I'm gonna have like an illegal gambling ring in my house and whatnot. All these people who are watching me, everything can go wrong, but I'm addicted to the electricity of all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's to fill a void, right? You got to fix that because as long as that part of you is broken, you're always going to be susceptible to getting bagged and caught, right? You can only do that but for so long, and then someone's going to catch up to you. Someone at some point is going to say something that they weren't supposed to say, and it all comes tumbling down, right? That's what I'm saying. Like these stories that you hear now are just the stories of the minute. Just 5 minutes ago, it was Zion Williamson like professing his love to a porn star, right? Like how wild was that? Because to me, that was even wilder than that. Like every person, like she has like a whole video volume series of dudes that have been before you, and you, you know what I mean? And you online talking about I love this woman and all the rest of that. If we talk about people who are like really screwing up and need big brothers or whatever, Zion for me was
Yeah. He's
everyone thinks
definitely
they're Lou Williamson. That's what I'm saying. Everybody thinks that. Am
Lou
I getting
Williams,
that right,
right?
Lou
Lou
Williamson?
Williams. You Lou Williams.
Lou
Yeah.
Williams. Everyone thinks they're Lou Williams. There's only one Lou Williams that can have both of his women sitting down next to each other at the
Calm.
game, watching the game, and
Calmly.
and right. There's not many people who are that, right? But a lot of people think they're that because they have access. They don't know what to do with that access. They never had that access before in their lives, and they're broken with that access. So it's the
I,
kid in
I'm a.
candy store.
I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna bring another point up. I think that that is also valid. I know people just like Scales know people this in the NBA and sports and all of that. And one thing I would think Scales you'll agree with that a lot of these individuals have been sheltered their whole life to focus on the sport of their choice, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're just in a sports bubble, you lose how to communicate properly. You lose how to understand dating, women, even friend interaction because you're in such a controlled environment because your path is to
Right.
go
You
to the
don't know what
NBA. Your path is to go to the NFL. So certain social skills that you learn going to high school, middle school by default, they don't have that because they're not even allowed to be in those social circles because they're on a path. There's too many people with money invested in this individual for him to be around. But the problem is they're protecting him until he gets to where he needs the most protection, which is the NBA or NFL. That's when they need all the protection. And then that's when they let him go, and that's when this happens. Because at that time they're an adult. They're protecting you until you are an adult. But then when you're an adult, they take the hey, training wheels are off. It's all on you because they got their bag already. They got what they wanted out of that individual already. Now they're up to fend for under their own devices, and not everyone is capable of that without a supporting group. And that's why I think we've seen a lot of these young kids fail and do foolishness. If it's from the John Morants, it's from the Zion Williamson. We know they got a mama and daddy, but even they mama and daddy are in a certain position because they don't want to say nothing crazy to these kids and get alienated because they need the help too.
Exactly.
So it's a very
But
complicated,
you don't they don't know how to listen. See, that's the thing, right? So you get a lot of these young dudes who don't know how to listen. They don't know how to take advice, and it's gonna like if you using the John Morant
mm,
situation, right? It's gonna be difficult for anyone to tell Ja anything if he's the breadwinner in that circle, right? You can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's older dudes who are trying to sit him down. I'm sure, I'm positive that there are older dudes who are trying to sit him down and tell him all of the things that could go wrong with you flashing guns on IG Live and all the rest of that, right? This doesn't even have to do with basketball. This is a
Mm-hmm.
generational thing because I've never been with some of the stuff that the younger dudes do, right?
Right.
But when the older dudes will sit down and try to tell you how to move around, how to navigate, how to learn, how to ask the right questions so that when you enter spaces that you've never been in, how do I navigate my way through this, right? You know, what women, if you didn't know, so be it, right? Well, what women are for me and what women should I just be like leaving to the side or whether I should just do something real quick with and let that be that and know how to navigate through that. All these different things that he's supposed to know or things that he's supposed to learn. How do you learn these things? You learn by listening, you learn by asking questions, you learn by observing. And these people who feel like they know everything, they can't be told anything because they're the major breadwinners in their circles. So they're not going to listen to anybody trying to sit them down and tell them anything. And they don't learn until the consequences hit. These are the people who got to
Mm.
learn the hard way. That's how you learn. Shannon Sharpe is 57 years old and he's having to learn the hard way. That's crazy. And that's crazy because all of your hard learning was supposed to have been done, I'm thinking,
30 years ago.
3 decades ago, right? But whatever. Again, I'm nobody's judge. There will be. I'm sure that
Right.
he's feeling like Magic Johnson did after they lost to the Celtics. That's what I thought of when you said that he just wants to go somewhere and work out. I don't know if you saw that documentary where Magic
Yeah.
Johnson said, "I just wanted to stay in the house. I didn't want anyone to see me. I
Right.
just I just wanted to be left alone." He took the phone off the hook. That's where Shannon Sharpe is living right now. Someone needs to do an occasional wellness check on him to make sure that he's doing all right. Right? Are you just knock on the door? Hey, bro, I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I'm not gonna stay. I don't really want to be around you right now. You got a whole bunch of craziness happening with you. I'm just checking to make sure that the lights are still on. I'll be back here tomorrow. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of that going on, but there'll be someone again. One of these rookies will do something stupid. One of these rookies will show up to a game with an IG model that the rappers are looking at him like, really, her? All right. You're gonna learn the hard way. You're gonna learn. You have access to things you never had access to. You don't know how to navigate. You're a kid in a candy store. We're trying to tell you something. You don't want to listen. Okay,
Travis
okay.
Hunter.
Mm.
Travis Hunter. That's all I gotta say about that one.
You think he's the next one?
I don't
Oh,
know. He
he.
married though. It's gonna be a little different for him. I think he all right. I think he all right. She not gonna mess that up. He the bag. He the
I
bag
think
now.
all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thought
I,
too.
She not gonna mess it up. He the bag.
Yeah, true.
I can't see her messing it up.
yeah.
He's about to
That's
be
it.
a real bag. A
So,
real
so the
bag.
story is the story is Gilbert Arenas rented a crib and let some Israeli people gamble there or something.
It's like a
That's the
million
story.
dollar. It was some type of $1 million gambling. Yeah,
Poker game,
good poker
right?
game or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of these other platforms you guys listen to or whatever, but
Mm.
and I don't even know if like talking about someone else's does that do anything to your
No,
platform? Like
no. Go
if you
ahead. You say what you know.
all right. So the Pablo Torre finds out when they were talking about the potential fallout from Malik Beasley gambling
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
potentially being involved in that, right? If you've watched that, right, they got to the bottom of some gambling that was going on. I don't want to like ruin it and get some of the details wrong, but it's a good watch. You should watch it,
Okay.
right? But apparently a lot of that goes on, right? Where these guys get together and they have like these gambling rings or whatever. And the accusation was that some of these players uh, find themselves in financial trouble and end up throwing games to get themselves out of trouble. That's what people were thinking Malik Beasley was doing. That's why
Mm.
I was actually wanting you
Mm.
to do a live and actually talk about that because one of the games that they had looked at that was
Yeah, it's a
supposed to be
Bucks
a
game.
major indicator was a game when he was in a Bucks uniform.
Yeah, I heard
And
Mm.
I don't know if that's proven, but I was hot about that. You know what I
Wow.
mean? If you
Mm-hmm.
came in a Bucks uniform and you was like doing all,
Bro,
like and
Dr. Smith, like, so once they referenced the game, I remember that game. He
the
was
light
hot
bulb went
that
on.
night. Yeah, and the light bulb went off. He was hot that
Oh,
night, but he did a bonehead thing at the end of the game, which to me spells he's guilty, right? It's 50 Cent. When 50 Cent be about Diddy, like, yeah, if they said he did it, right? Like, that's how I feel about Malik Beasley with this play, because at the end of the game, and Bleacher and Logic, y'all probably remember this too. Y'all don't remember he went and scored a bucket with like no time left on the clock, and the
Yeah,
team
I
Oh
tried
remember
to
that.
fight him
yeah.
at the end of the
I
game,
remember that.
bro. Remember they tried to fight him, Ryan Holland and
Yeah.
somebody.
Ryan
Well,
Hollins.
I don't
Yeah.
know, it wasn't Ryan Holland. I forgot who we was playing, but whoever we were playing tried to fight us at the end of the game because he like stole the ball and went and got a layup with like no time left or something, and we were already up like eight
I
or
do
nine.
remember
Like the
that.
game was
Cause
over.
they was talking
Like, you know how
about
they dribble.
the Stevenson cat did something similar for no reason. Uh uh
Yeah, and
what is dude?
Malik Beasley did that in a Bucks uniform. So I remember something I was watching. It wasn't what you
Uh,
referencing, Dr. Smith. It was something else, another podcast or something I was watching on YouTube, and they referenced the play
mm,
that he's under full. Like, that's, he's got a couple things that he's under investigation, but like that's the one that triggered, I guess, the NBA to
that
do the investigation.
that's
Was
the
that
one.
mm.
All
play?
right, because
Like,
I know the major play that the other major play then that people were looking at was when he was still playing for the Timberwolves, and there
okay,
was like maybe 2 seconds left or something, like, or 5 seconds left, and the game was won already, right? So the outcome was at this point already decided. Typical rules, you just kind of dribble the ball out, dribble the clock out. He took the ball and ran it to the other end and scored. And I mean, like, fast break, like hauling ass, like run from one end to the other and scored, which seems weird, right? You know what I mean? And then, but if you're not thinking along those lines, you're thinking, all right, that was kind of weird or whatever, but you don't even remember it, right?
Right.
But then you factor in the fact that him scoring allowed them to get the over. Like that was like the over
Mm.
when it came to gambling. And so a lot
yeah,
of people, those are the types of plays that people who are working for like the agency that's supposed to spot like potential point shaving and gambling and whatnot. Those are the types of things that they look at. I'm not sure about the play that you're talking about, Scales. I'm definitely going to look
mhm,
into that.
I do remember that one.
For that
yeah,
too.
But yeah, that play in particular was crazy. And so the other stuff is the reason why like the gambling thing becomes like a major story is because mistakes happen in basketball games all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can chalk them up to mistakes, right? Our guy letting the ball go through his legs at the end of the game, at the end of the season, right? That was obviously because he was tired and he was balling like crazy before that, and he was just exhausted or whatever. But when plays like that happen any other time, if your character's already been called into question, people then start to say, all right, well, is this because you're exhausted? Is it because you weren't focused? Or is it something else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was another play with Malik Beasley where someone passed him the ball and the ball just went through his hands. I'm thinking, all right, well, bonehead play, move on or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
when your name is called into question and they're trying to create a case against you, these are all the things that people will start to stack. And the internet is undefeated. There's a lot of people who should be working for the feds, right?
That
All
was
they got to know
hilarious.
is that
That
there's
was
a potential
hilarious.
case, and they will turn into investigators on you, and every single play of your career will be pulled into question. Someone will look at you under a microscope, and some of that time was when he was in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. So I don't know. I just remember thinking, hearing about some of the debts that he owed,
Yeah.
and one of them was to a barbershop in Milwaukee. What kind of haircuts can you get in Milwaukee where he owes someone that much money? And why were they letting him leave the barbershop? Because I know in Queens, you owe somebody an eighth of that. You're not leaving that barbershop, bro. I don't care how tough you think you are. You owe. Like, you know what I mean? You owe. You're not
you'll be
leaving that
sweet
Or
on
you
barbershop.
gotta
That'll
leave
be
some collateral. You have to leave them
you.
car keys. Something gotta, hey,
Yeah,
something gotta
yeah,
give.
you're not.
Yeah.
There's
Man,
going to be a resolution to that.
But
You
they
ain't
said he
getting
was
to
he
your
was
car.
making a barber come to his house off hours, all this wild stuff. So yeah, I know if that was my barber, he gonna hit you over the head, especially since you rich and we know you rich. Oh,
It,
$1,000,
it, it just makes
$1,000.
me wonder, and it goes back to like in all these entertainment forms, but I keep it sports. And you know, Logic, what I do.
Mm.
You need a team. Like
Yep.
we make jokes about LeBron and people crack jokes about LeBron, blah, 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 blah. But if you
He-
look at this 22-year thing that we've been on with this guy, it's been pretty. Besides maybe
Never been
like
in
the
trouble.
the the whole thing, exactly. It was maybe the Miami going at the decision or whatever, but that was a Nike thing. When you get to the bottom
right.
of it, that was a whole power play for some money for real. It wasn't even to disrespect nobody. Then he went home and made good on it anyway, so it's really like a wash. But if you just look at his career, like his team, like Rich Paul, Worldwide West. Like these dudes are affluent, smart, intelligent brothers, man, that know how to run a brand, know how to put things together. And
Protect the brand. Protect the
And
brand.
invested in these guys and made these guys, Maverick Carter and these guys, into bigger than what they were. They had the potential, but his brand rise and he allowed their brands to rise with him. And now they represent a third of sports,
Right.
not just the NBA. Like they got kids in every facet from high school up.
Yeah.
They got soccer players, basketball, name it. Clutch Sports got everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like when you just think about team, like when you look at the guys who are successful, even Giannis, like when you look at I know the people behind the scenes with the Antetokounmpo brothers brand. Like I know the people who work for them. Like they got affluent people running that brand. That's why
Yeah.
it's successful. That's why he doesn't get in any trouble. You get what I'm saying?
Competent
When you
people.
look around the league and you see these guys, there are guys who are still running it the way you should do it. That has been modeled by other guys before them.
I even
But
put
there are the young.
SGA in there. I put SGA, very professional.
Absolutely.
Very professional.
Absolutely.
SGA,
SGA, very
very
professional.
professional.
Jalen Brunson's very professional.
Yeah, I
There,
agree.
when you look around the league, I even like the way Tatum and Jalen Brown move. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, I'm talking about off the
The
court. On the
court, right.
court, arch nemesis, hate the guys.
Right.
But off the court, very
Yeah,
intelligent
absolutely.
brothers, very smooth, very men. They're men. You know what I'm saying? They're not
That
little
part.
boys.
That
Like, you know
part.
what I mean? They think like men. When I hear them talk, they sound like men. The way Jason Tatum is about his son Deuce. You know what I mean? That's what I've
Yeah.
always enamored about him, is the way he's been a father from day one. He came in the league with that kid. You know what I mean? Draft day, he had that kid with him. You know what I mean? In the baby carrier. And we've been
Yeah.
able to see this kid be with him all the way through this whole process. And he's been with him every step of the way.
Right.
Like, that's something that I like about that we see with these guys. So when you see the John Morants or you see the Anthony Edwards, to Dr. Smith points, it's the team. You can literally look at the people around him and be like, oh, I see why he's making them kind of decisions.
yeah.
You see what
Because
I'm
they're
saying? Or
not.
I can kind of see why Zion's doing that. Look at who he's with.
I think the
Because you
point
don't
that
see
you made
Chris
is even better.
Paul's or, you know what I mean? Even the Victor Wembanyama's. You don't see these guys even involved in none of this
The
type of stuff.
organization, though, they have the organization.
Yeah, I
You
think
see
the
what I'm
point that you
saying?
made was even better. It's maturity. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, they're men, intelligent men, right? And they know how to become even more competent than they already are. Draymond Green spoke on this. There was a conference that he went to where he was speaking to LeBron's people about branding, right? About opening his brand and creating lanes for himself that didn't already previously exist, how to enter into new spaces. And they went and they networked and all those types of things. And so you become a conglomerate unto yourself, right? Where the primary talent was basketball, the primary talent was going and getting rebounds, but
Mm-hmm.
that now just opens up more doors, which open up more doors, which open up more doors. But you have to, again, get into the spaces, learn how to move, have the right people around you, have people who have not just competent people, but competent people that have your best interests in mind when they make the decisions that they make, and then empower those people to become better than they already are, right?
I think
And
our
so,
team has examples of that. Like I
yeah,
remember, and I know everybody on here, the Kevin Porter Jr. trade night when we
Mm-hmm.
traded Beauchamp or whatever and got KPJ. Everybody was bringing up, his stuff with old girl or
pass,
whatever,
yeah,
right? And I remember coming on here and being like, yo, pump your brakes. Let's have this. Let's revisit this conversation in a couple of months because I feel like the model that he's coming around, the leaders of this team, Dame, Giannis, them dudes ain't about that. They're
Right.
not on that. Like, ain't no Hollywood, LA glitz and glamour here with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and all of that. LeBron right across the hall. None of that here, bro. It's the practice facility and the Pfizer. That's it, bro. And you better come to hoop or you
Right.
can be packing your bags and be going too. Giannis ain't
Facts.
with all that. He don't go to the club. It ain't none of that here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're
that's
Working
a
not
home.
fact. I
all
ain't
of that. So
never
if you
I
seen
look
remember
him
at
saying that.
outside. Never seen him
no,
outside like
so
that. Facts.
even if you look at Kevin Porter Jr., I feel like in 6 months I've seen him grow just
Hmm.
since he's been on the team. If you watch him on social media, if you just watch how he moves, how he talks in interviews, all of that, he's not even the same guy that I got introduced to even a year ago when he was
Right.
in LA with the Clippers. I can see the maturity change, and that's what I'm saying about environment. You see that when you
Yeah.
see that model around you, it's either Bobby
Hell,
Portis. It's either you're gonna fall in line or you're not.
Bobby
You see what
Portis
I'm
is a
saying?
good example coming from Chicago.
Yeah.
Good example. Go ahead, Bleacher.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
remember when, Gobert was trying him and he almost lost it, but they like man, like okay, calm down, and then he got that playoff and he won the game. I'm like, he like you right, he matured. Like,
Yep.
Maturity. Yeah.
oh man,
Maturity.
Cause he could have
what
threw
like
it all
But
the way right there. I know exactly that play you told. He could have threw it all the way right there, but he
and
gathered
remember
himself.
he
You
went
saw the,
off,
the
and we
switch turn on for him to get active, and then he
yep.
booted down. You saw him like, nah, nah, nah. Let me
And he
boot it down.
channeled that energy. He
You're right.
started playing over aggressive defense. He went
Yeah.
off. He scored about 11 in a row by
Yep.
himself. Remember, because we were
That was a
losing to the
growing point for him.
Timberwolves.
I think that was a moment
Yeah,
for
we
him.
were
That it
losing.
was the
Okay.
Minnesota
Yeah.
game when they got into it with
Yep.
Gobert. It was like near half
Gobert. Yeah,
court.
that's the one Bleacher
Dr.
talking
Smith.
about.
I
And
remember.
he
I
and he
remember.
took over. And
Yeah.
he
I
took
remember.
over. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. To Dr. Smith's point, that's why I believe in team chemistry. You know, I talk
Yep.
about that a lot on here in locker room environment and all that. And even to Draymond's point, besides what happened with him and Poole, and even when I've talked to Poole, because I know people who know Poole personally.
Mm.
We know Poole personally. Even when I talk to Poole, to us it looked very vigilant, like like
Malicious.
malicious. But in reality, when I talked to his people, it was almost like two brothers fighting. It just got caught on camera. You get what I'm saying? Because from anybody from Looney to Poole, two guys who are from Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
even
Yep.
I know some people that are Pod that play for Pod that's with them right now. I know some
Mm.
people that work around him also because he's from the area.
Yep.
The environment that Curry and Green run there, bro, you want to play there. You get what I'm saying? Like, even with Kaminga with his contract issues, most guys would have bolted out of there a long time ago. He's literally kind of halfway trying to stick around because of the environment, bro. Like, those dudes make you feel like you're always going to be competitive, and then they make the environment like everybody's involved. Like,
Mm.
look at the little white guy, Pat Spencer or whatever. They look like he play at rec leagues or something. Look at how excited they get when he score points and when he gets in the game for the Warriors. That's
Who's that? The
locker
dude that
room
shoots
stuff. That's
threes?
chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
He's
Yeah,
a
that's
3-point
stuff
shooter?
that happens, huh?
Yeah. He's the
Yeah,
one you're
and that
talking about.
that's what
Is the
happens from your.
3-point shooter?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Okay.
even the Quentin Post guy out of Boston College, the late first round draft pick, he
Right,
gets in the
right,
game and hits a couple threes, and the bench goes crazy. But that's locker room stuff. You see that in
right.
OKC. You see that in places that are successful around the league, where you see teams winning and their players thriving. You see that, and that comes from your leaders. That starts at the top. That's not something that just happens because that has to be a standard that has to be set. And I think I'm getting into that because I think one night I was tuning in, they were kind of like bashing on my man Giannis because he been doing streams and he been playing with people or whatever.
Right.
But I don't really care about that because I care about what he does in between the lines and what he does in that
Right.
locker room. And
Right.
as long as his teammates are locked in with him, I don't really care how he plays with the media or how he plays with the fans. Because if you're a real Bucks fan, you already know this guy isn't going anywhere.
Right.
So you're not really a real Bucks fan if you're questioning that. Not to call out anybody that's in the
Right.
chat or anybody who follow the show. I'm just saying us diehards and people that really follow the team, we know that guy's not going anywhere, whether he's trolling or anyway.
Right.
But
Is that
what
what
I
the
do
controversy
see,
was about?
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
exactly, a little bit. But that's what I do see though is cats working on a game in the summertime, and that's because he's working on his game this summer. And so that's what I'm saying. That comes from up top, bruh. Like if he was in LA chilling, shooting movies, partying, guess what the
Right, they
rest
will
of them
be on
be?
that.
Guess
That's
what
a
the
good
rest of them
point.
would be doing?
Right,
But because he's like, no, I'm going to Greece to work out, to hoop, you're more than welcome to come. You got a place to stay. You can bring your trainer with you, bring your girl, you know what I mean? And we can do this thing over there because that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next couple of weeks. I'm even finna hoop for the team over here just so I can stay fresh and be working out. Everybody's scared. Like, I don't think his wear and tear comes from playing in the summertime. His wear and tear comes from us not giving him enough support during the regular season.
right,
So by the time we get to game
He's got to
70,
play
my
50
man's out
minutes.
of gas.
right.
He's
That's
got to
the
play
real
50
problem.
minutes a
It's not what
game.
he's doing in the summertime, playing open league basketball in Euro League, where he's a god over there. Like, come on, man. You don't even got to play full strength to get 50 in those games. What
Right.
are we talking about? He
I
is like
I know
the
he
best
wants to use that
basketball
to
player
work
on the
on his
planet.
game, and we all know that the Bucks fan base is just concerned about injury risk. That's the real thing. That's just
But I
what.
don't think the injury risk comes from that. He could get hurt playing that. I'll give you that. But to
Right.
me, in my opinion, the real injury risk comes from that we have to ride him, pause,
Mhm.
so much through these games because we don't have the talent around him. You know what I mean? To give him the breathers that he needs.
Y'all,
Right.
y'all
But
I
that's
think
exactly
that's
why
where
I
his
was saying
injuries
I'm
come.
concerned about him running point. That's a lot of pressure on him. That's why I'm coming back to that. That's why I've been dropping the shorts. I know y'all love him running point, but I don't think he should be able to do that for a full
I think
game.
it's
That's
something you
too
do in
much.
spurts.
It's Spurs.
I
That's
don't
what I
think you
said.
do
Close
it.
like the closeout lineup, fourth quarter. I get it, but first through fourth, we can't be doing that to Giannis
But
and expecting to
do
play
you think
defense and rebound. That's not fair.
do you do you think that that's their plan though, is to have him as the primary point? I know they say that, right? But it's just like Luca being the facilitator on his team. Like any team that he's played on, he's not the only ball handler.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? He's the main ball handler in certain situations, but he's not the only ball handler that they have, right? That's what I envisioned. Is something similar to some kind of hybrid Luca
Yeah.
uh,
And like
Joker.
With KPJ should be able to handle a bulk of those responsibilities. I think he can distribute the ball, or
I
Ryan
mean,
And it
even the
Rollins,
way
or Cole
even the way
Anthony.
Cole Anthony, yeah, he doesn't really play off the ball. Like he's an on the ball guard, New York guard. He has to have the
right.
ball in his hand to create and be effective. He's not an off the ball. He's kind of small, so he's not really good off the ball.
Right.
So I thought maybe we got him to take the ball out of Giannis's hands a little bit. And even KPJ, he creates.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
Like he's a creator for himself and for others. You get what I mean? So I don't know. Like I
For
him
me,
running
primary.
point. Go ahead,
No,
Dr.
I'm
Smith.
sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You said,
No,
please
go
go.
ahead.
Please
Go ahead.
continue. Now, I was going to say, primary facilitator doesn't even necessarily have to be bringing the ball up the court
Right.
either, right? It could just be get me the ball and then the play starts here, right? And so that could be any number of people who are competent. So long as it's not Kyle Kuzma bringing the ball up the court, I'm all right. You know what I mean?
But that's what
Get the
what you describing, Dr. Smith, is what Denver does.
right. Get me
And
the ball.
Golden State does that with Draymond too. Give me
Hmm.
the ball in the half court set. I run the set before the 24 o'clock is over. I get us a good shot.
Right.
So I mean, I live and die with Giannis doing that in the half court set.
Right, but
But
not
even
bringing
in
it up.
yeah, not running the offense now in transition. Yeah, I would like to see him keep it more in transition and go get a bucket. I would like to see that more often. Now that part, if they're trying to insinuate that that's where you go, like you get it off the glass and you beat everybody to the other end, I'm with that. You know what I mean? But other than
And
that,
that's what
like
we
as
do
far as
now.
like
Right.
telling, yeah, like as far as like Chris Pauling the situation, I don't know about all of that. Like that's
I'm
kind of
cool.
that's
I'm
kind of
And
cool.
spooky.
I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
think that's what they meant anyway. Like that wasn't my take from it. Now maybe I
Okay.
could be wrong. I've been wrong like a thousand
I'm gonna
times
go
on
with
these
you,
lives,
Dr.
right?
Smith, because
Yeah, same.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I didn't think that they were looking at him as a traditional point guard. Like you were going to play like a traditional point guard. That wouldn't even make sense, right? I as much as I like Giannis, I think I would be concerned with the amount of times that like he would be pickpocketed, right? You know what I mean? Just but the plays certainly can start with him.
Hmm.
Our superpower, our nuclear weapon is still transition with Giannis as the finisher. and going coast to coast. So I don't think that ever changes. I don't think that would change even if he's 37 years old. That's still the primary play. If there's a fast break, then that's the person that you get it to, right?
Right.
But as far as him being like the only ball handler, the not just the primary, but like 80% of the offense is going to be initiated with him, starting with him. That's not what my take was. I think it's going to be more than what it was before, but it's not going to be like you said, he's not Chris Paul. I think it's just going to be more like Jokic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in that regard, I'm kind of excited
Yeah, me
If it's
for
too.
going to
the
be like that, I
upcoming
agree.
season.
Yeah,
I
me
agree with
too.
that.
Right. Because I think that, that's when he started to be used in that way is when he really started to put up MVP numbers. You
You
know
know
what I mean?
what's
Last
weird?
year.
To Dr. Smith's point, now that I think about it from watching hoops, Doc Rivers, this is to shout out Mr. Cool. Doc Rivers don't really be game planning for real because Doc Rivers in Philly,
Never.
no, for real, bro. Doc Rivers
Never.
in Philly ran the same offense that we're speaking of. Embiid ran the offense. They ran the offense through
Through
Embiid.
Embiid,
Ben
right.
Simmons didn't really run the offense, and Maxey doesn't really run the offense. They're like Jamal Murray type dudes. They run and they get it across half court. They get it to Embiid, then they run everything off of whatever he's doing at the block or at the top of the key. Same thing with Denver.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same situation. It's just the Joker's a better passer than
Right.
Embiid, but Embiid's a better scorer than the Joker. So
Mm,
that's where the trade-off. But to me, Giannis does both well.
right.
He passes and scores just as well as both of them. So I think if Doc runs that with KPJ and Cole Anthony and guys like that, even Rollins, they could be very dangerous playing off of that. I don't know why he didn't play him and Dame like that. I never understood that. But with these young guys, I think you have to play these guys like that because they're more scorers than they are really. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Traditional point guards. They're like hybrid guards. So I think you got to
Glenn
run
Rivers
that,
got about 15 games for me in the season. If it looked
man,
crazy, he
bro.
got to get up out of there, bro. We got to
He
eat
Man,
said
that.
bro.
15.
He got about
Because
15 games,
hey,
bro. Like
because the man upstairs, John Horst, saved his job. I just seen something on Twitter yesterday where this dude signed 5 guys under 20 million.
right, exactly.
He re-signed 5 core pieces to this team
Under
under $20 million, bro.
We're number
Like,
24 in the league this coming year in payroll. 24. We were like
and we brought
3.
back everybody, and we brought back, we're fully loaded. Like,
That was
we don't even have a
brilliant.
roster space. Like, that's
Flowers
crazy.
To
deserved,
Horst,
right?
yeah, I'm always gonna give
Flowers
Horst his
deserved.
flowers, but I don't think he's
No,
getting the flowers he deserves from the media. But we're gonna give it to
no.
him. Like, yeah, Horst did his thing.
They're not gonna give it to
I
him.
think expectations have to be managed properly or better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can understand if you had expectations of us being able to put together an absolutely flawless championship roster, and then this was the roster that he gave you. You had all the resources in the world to go out and get the absolute best players, and then you come back with this. But that wasn't my expectation. That
Right,
wasn't anyone's expectation. We thought
We expected
that we were
0.
done.
right,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
They're talking
Yeah, we
about
thought
dark
we were.
ages,
Yeah.
Right.
playing, all
We
types of
thought we
stuff.
were done. That dude figured out a way to get out of that burning building with like a pack of chewing gum and some Skittles and a rubber band. Like he
This
mission
was
impossible.
MacGyver in real life. This was MacGyver
Right.
real life.
And to me, the Dame money looks better every time I hear things like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll give Dame 25 million if I can bring back Gary Trent Jr., Bobby
Absolutely.
Portis, Kevin Porter Jr., and all these guys for under
Get
20
Gary
million a year.
Harris
You can have
Jr.,
20.
Miles
Yeah,
Turner.
yeah.
I mean, the list
Turner, like, you
goes
can
on.
have 25 million. Here, bro. Here, go away. You get what I'm saying? Here, take this 25 million, go away, because I'm about
Right.
to bring back 7 guys. You get what I'm saying? For
Right.
what I'm about to
Absolutely.
give you.
I
Like,
don't even know what people's expectations were. Like, so I saw
They don't
somebody saying,
understand
yeah,
that it's dead money. It's not dead money. That dead money
it's not
gave us
dead money.
flexibility. That's what
yeah,
people
and
don't
this is
Exactly.
understand. It gives you flexibility.
and it's not
Businesses do it
fantasy
all the time.
basketball.
Businesses do exactly what the Bucks did all the time. You stretch out your debt to allow you
The
more financial flexibility. It's the
the
same
Yeah.
Wiz
rules apply.
the Wizards about to do it this week to Middleton and CJ McCollum. They about to do the same thing to them this week. They gearing
They're
up
about to
right now to
stretch.
do it. I've been reading about it all week.
They're gonna
So
stretch
McCollum and Middleton
CJ
about to get
McCollum.
bought out because they're not a
Really?
part of their future plans.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would
and
think
they
they would
about
have
to
kept
get
one of them for the locker room.
they about to get that money off their books right now. They said they're not even finna play with it with that second apron and all of that. They said they ain't even got time to play with it.
I,
So you just
bro,
taught me something. I didn't know that. Okay.
I,
Yeah.
but
Fair
like
enough.
they
And
kept the
no, he's not coming back to the Bucks. Let it
No, no,
go.
no, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
even want to
no.
hear it because I already know what the next question is going to be. Nope.
We
Nope.
don't need
Nope.
that.
no way.
No,
No
we
way.
don't need that. We going in a different
The
direction,
direction,
man. We
yeah.
don't need that. We
We
got
Do
young
you
bucks. We
think
got
that
young bucks.
do you think that the Bucks roster right now is static, or do you think that there's still another move to make
I think
that
it's
they're
another
going to
move.
make?
I don't know
I
when, but
think
I can see another move because Kuzma is the X factor. We have to see how Kuzma plays during the season. If Kuzma doesn't play well,
put
he's
that
gone.
butt.
You can't
Bro,
You
sell,
already
but you
know
can't
how.
Doc,
sell when something is
Doctor
at the floor though, Dr. Smith. We gotta raise
Doctor
his
Smith,
value, and then maybe he plays well, we keep him. But we can't sell it when he's at his absolute worst. You just can't do that.
Doctor Smith.
Everything you just. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead,
No,
Skill.
I feel like we get to your point because you hit me in the heart, bro. Because I feel like Horse did his thing. That's the only spot that's bothering me, bro.
Man.
Is Kuz, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's the only reason why I'm like we're not a sure lock. Like if there was somebody else in that position, I would feel it, bro. But he gives me he scares me, man. I'm sorry.
Like we
He
have
just
to
does,
play in spite of him. Like we have
Right.
to
I
figure it
don't
out
like
in
that type of
spite
term.
of
Then see,
him.
I don't
and
like
I
that
don't like that.
statement. See, that's my problem too.
I don't
But
like
by
that.
you saying that, what team is gonna want that type of problem when you're seeing him playing that bad? He has no trade value. That's why
You're
I
absolutely
think
correct. Correct.
Moose told me one of the best things that happened to the Bucks was Connaughton scoring that 40 points at the end of the
Yep.
season, and he was
Yep.
Right.
like that made him look like he
Yep.
still has something left in the tank, so
Yep.
he would be
Right.
tradable. I was
Yep.
like, they would be wild if they believed
The
that, and
price of
they
the brick went up.
right the price of the brick
Now
went
move
up.
it.
We move it,
Get it
and
out.
we went from
Move it.
9 million to 600,000. Think about that gap. 9 million to 626,000 or something like
Yeah.
that for the dude that they
Oh,
bought out
and created a roster space.
and,
Don't leave that
and
part
created
out
a
either.
roster space.
Roster space because he went to Europe, so we
So
created a
all I'm
roster
saying is that we just
situation.
need Kuzma to have a couple hot games. Maybe he have a hot week. Then you could say something. But you can't do it
I
now.
hear
You'll
you.
get nothing.
I hear you. I hear you. What your
I
brother
almost
said,
want nothing.
absolutely 100%. That right. See, that's with your brother 100%. You 100%. I'm emotional right now, right? I'm
Whoa,
thinking
D
about it
Shannon.
emotionally because the last play that I remember with Kyle Kuzma is us coming out of the halftime and us running a play specifically for this man, and he went to lay the ball up and hit the bottom of the rim. You can't even find that in rec league. Like what did I just see in a playoff game? What is Kyle Kuzma doing? Get him off the court 10 seconds ago. And get him off the court 10 seconds ago. What are you doing? And
He had,
that's my last image of him.
he had
So
a Tony Snell night, bro. He had an offer,
Ofer,
bro.
Ofer, yeah, that's the one
Offer.
that sit bad with a lot of people. He had the Tony
22
Snell.
minutes. 0 points, 0
Zero
rebounds, 0
rebounds, zero
assists, 0
steals, right,
free
everything.
throws, 0 everything.
He didn't even have a foul. He was just out there doing cardio.
but burned 840 calories though, right? That's what I'm saying. Got his steps in. So I feel like this. Like with Kyle Kuzma, everything that you're saying, everything your brother said, it makes sense, right? Your value has to go up, otherwise you're only gonna get somebody else's Kyle Kuzma in
Right.
return. It's that, right? I get it. I'm not trying to be unreasonable, but I'm almost of the mind that I don't even want the temptation of putting him on the court there. You just delete the option and you'll never be like, well, Kyle, go ahead and give me 5 minutes. And then Kyle go and throw the ball in like the eighth row or something like that, trying to shoot. Like it's just nervous energy. It's nervous energy. There's no way that you see how we were talking about Ajax
Mm-hmm.
and how the fact that his game has not developed is a bit of a disappointment and whatnot. Ajax is better than Kyle Kuzma. Like I don't want Kyle Kuzma on the court at all for anything. For anything.
Listen, listen. How does
got
how
he's
is
at
Gary
least tall.
how
He
is
can
Gary Harris
rebound and
looking?
defend. He can at least do that.
How is Gary Harris looking right now, man? How is he looking? Is he looking okay? Because I feel like he should get Kyle Kuzma's minutes. I'm sorry. Like
Absolutely.
I'm
And
done
and
with this
he's six
Kuzma
five.
thing, bro.
And he's 6'5", and Kyle Kuzma's what, 6'9", 6'10",
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still saying go ahead and give a two guard a 4's minutes, right?
Facts.
Being tall, like
Facts.
if yeah, being tall is cool when I need something off the top
Oh,
shelf that I myself cannot reach, right? But if that's all you can do is just be tall and reach for things on the top row, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool, right? And but I get it. I get it. We got to get his value up so that we can move him on. I'm looking online. I'm seeing all these like these ridiculous things that could happen and whatnot that will never happen. Just because I want it to happen. The young brother down there in New Orleans,
Trey Murphy.
down here with me, Trey Murphy, right? Th- Now, of course, if that happens, there will be no dealing with me, right? At that point, I would be super obnoxious, right? And then people were trying to put together a trade package with Kyle Kuzma and Ajax and a future pick and whatnot to get Trey Murphy. I don't know how New Orleans does that and remains a respectable franchise, because at that point you're on like Cleveland Browns level of
Right.
ineptitude. If you give up, like, that dude is younger than like the youngest people in my family, and he's going out there scoring 40 on the Celtics and all the rest of that. That's like a
Agreed, B
gem.
Shack. I'm trying to tell him, B Shack. Guys, we gotta give
The
Kuz a bit
benefit.
of a
OG
trade.
Shaq.
I'm trying to tell him, B. They ain't trying to hear it. They said kill that noise.
These are
They ain't
reasonable
trying to hear
people
it.
because they're all reasonable people. B Shack is being reasonable. I am admitting to you that
Hey,
I'm
B
being
Shack, we talking to
completely
AM.
unreasonable.
They on FM. We talking to AM right now. We ain't on the same frequency.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not.
I'm
You
rocking
know what
with
I'm
Dr.
saying?
Smith.
I'm trying to see
I'm
that guy
rocking
in the
with
court
Dr.
no more.
Smith,
Like,
bro.
I'm telling you that. That dude legit threw the ball at the bottom of the rim in a playoff game that I thought we still had a fighting chance in. I'm thinking at that time, I don't know how anyone else felt. I'm thinking that we could still swing with these dudes. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean,
Like,
with
so
the
you trying
Pacers.
to
And that
tell me
dude,
right now? Oh, okay. Let's talk turkey, right? How many years is left on this guy's deal, bro?
Like 2 years.
Kuzma's deal. How many?
Kyle Kuzma
Two
has
years.
we pay him for 2025, 26, and then 26, 27 is his last year. He get 22 million this year, 20 million next year. So it's a down sliding scale.
22 million.
Yeah, because he got the money up front in his deal. He took a fronted deal,
Yeah, and
front
then
end deal,
now it's cheaper on the back end, which will make
back
him
end.
easier to trade if need be.
That's why I'm trying to figure out why he's still here.
Because
That's why I
but it's
wanted
just
to know
like,
what that
We
is.
got to get something back. We just can't trade him and get
right.
back
What do
Gatorade
you want back?
annihilators.
What do you want back, bro? Like you can give me a guy, a fringe bench guy. Give me one of them guys in Utah that they're not using. Some kid they done drafted that ain't
Right.
getting no minutes. Give me him. He played a wing. Is he 6'7", 6'8", can play 3 and D. I don't even care if he can shoot right now. Just give him here, bro. Like, we'll take him for Kuzma. Just get this guy off of this team. Like, he
Or
doesn't, to me, he doesn't, on some basketball X and O's is Dr. Smith. What do you think? He doesn't fit. To me, he
no,
doesn't
I
fit
just
the
think
makeup of this team. I'm sorry, he doesn't, bro. We got
as
slashers, scorers, and shooters, boss.
right,
He's none of the
right.
three. So why is he here? I don't get why he's on this team. I really don't.
I see the vision. I saw what they wanted to do. It just didn't happen, right? And so at the time when, because I was one of those guys who was saying that we needed to move on from Chris Middleton. As much as I love Chris Middleton on the
Oh yeah,
team,
yeah,
Chris,
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
it was just
yeah.
his time. It was just his time, right? And so at the time, in that three position, you needed length, you needed some kind of athleticism to stick with the guys on the perimeter, and you needed someone who could score. You knew you weren't going to get scoring from Chris, like in the way that you got it from Chris Middleton, but you could get something. And then they went and got Kyle Kuzma. Now, I did not think that he was going to give us anything near what Chris Middleton gave us when he was at the top. But I don't think anyone thought it was going to be that bad.
Yeah,
That brother
yeah.
went to Washington and let his game fall completely through the cracks. And it got to a point where I was saying to myself, like, you have a responsibility as a player to still be selling yourself as a professional player, right? Because it's not just this team that you're playing for. If this team wants to move on from you, there are 29 other teams that you're wanting to play for at some point. Who what wants to take him now at this point? That's how far off he fell off. Like he fell right through the cracks. I'm thinking, all right, we'll be able to hang with somebody on the perimeter and be able to go out and shut somebody down. At least do Ajax. Do that. All right. So you can't score. We can't really incorporate you in the offensive part of the game. But at least go out and be a pain in the ass to somebody defensively. He wasn't even that. So it got to a point for me where I was like, well, just give Ajax his minutes. Because if Ajax is being brought off the court because he can't contribute offensively, but at least he can still contribute defensively. At least he's still doing that. Kyle Kuzma wasn't even doing that. He was just running and jumping in space and would fool people. Like every third game, he would give you, oh, okay, well, this is what they brought him over for. And then you kind of get excited about the potential. And then he'd have 2 games with, what am I watching? Like, what are you doing out there? Like, I
For
don't see the
example, the
plan.
last game of the season where we saw my man score 40, didn't we see him score like 24 points in a quarter? And we like, oh yeah, he getting hot right before the playoffs. Oh yeah. And then he came in and laid an egg in front of
In how
national
many different
TV.
categories?
Man, that
All
was
of the
bad.
categories.
That was bad.
You
That
were all
I
of
have
the
to admit
nothing.
that. That was bad. That was really bad.
That was bad.
That was
Is
bad.
there is there like a younger Torian Prince out here somewhere? Like
I see now. For
that's the
me, at
kind of
this point,
model
this is when I start saying guys like Ty Smith. This is where you start looking at the guys that you brought in house, right? Like, all right, so
Livingston.
the
Yeah, like
okay, you're right. You know what I mean? I was gonna ask you guys how you felt about I cannot pronounce this dude's last name. I'm sorry, but Bogle Jab. What is his name?
Bogdanovich?
Uh, Yeah, I think that's his name. He's the rookie. He was like our last pick in this
Yeah.
particular draft, right?
Oh, you're not talking about Sears though, right? Mark Sears.
No.
No,
Okay.
not
Bogle
Sears.
Jab. What
Oh,
is
you.
his
Oh no, you're
name?
talking about the forward, the big man we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The big man. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. See, now this is when I start saying, you go Packers, draft and develop, right? You know what I mean? Why are you letting someone hold the spot who, to his credit, I don't know. Like Bishak said, he could go into training camp. He could hear everything that people are saying, and he can turn around and come back and be Andrew Wiggins. I don't know. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I've been wrong 1,000 times on this, right? Is it likely though? Probably not. So I feel like this. What is the benefit now then of having him occupy a spot that you could be putting someone in who can get his game better, right? Now we could start to grow your game and see
Tyler
what
Smith.
you're gonna exactly and to see what you're gonna grow into. Let's start getting you some minutes. Now we're not gonna necessarily gonna throw you out there without a plan, and this is where Doc Rivers comes in. So some of the lives that I had seen real quick and I wasn't gonna I wasn't able to participate in, we were talking about what Doc Rivers has to do. Doc Rivers has to go and find the Orlando Magic version of himself, right? You have
Mm.
to coach your ass off this season. I do think that we have talent on this team, but I think a lot of it is going to come from scheme. And if you were an
yeah,
intelligent coach, then you could
yeah.
take the ingredients that you had and make something of it, right? If you were a Rick Carlisle, if you were uh, an Eric Spoelstra, someone who is like really into the X's and O's and scheming up plays and whatnot, right? With Doc Rivers, I think he leaves a lot to his own players to figure out. And he just is like very sink or swim. And if he sees them floundering, he doesn't do anything. He just
True.
watches them flounder, right? He is the king of not making adjustments. There's no way that we should have got to an elimination game before you decided that Brooke Lopez wasn't the guy for that series, or that Torian Prince should have been brought out of the starting lineup. How long did it take for you to make that? That's what I get worried about, right? Is that these
A question.
decisions.
Go ahead,
How long
Bleacher.
it took? How long it took Bud to do that in that series? How long it took that to him to do that?
What, Bud?
Yeah, he took it took but one game to take out Portis out, and he took out Lopez out. You're like, okay, I
I
can't
mean,
keep this line.
he said Bobby for a whole series.
Series,
Like, you know
right?
what I mean? Like, and it wasn't even like this is something personal to you. You will play in the next series, but we have plans. I don't want to wait until we're in critical condition before we decide to. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And so that's what I worry about with Doc. We'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong before, but with Kyle Kuzma, the point that I'm saying is that he is occupying a position that we have younger guys who can play that position. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that they will immediately come in and be better than what he was able to give us, but I think every last one of them, the ceiling is higher. So let's start getting them
I like that.
going so that they can realize their potential.
I
For
like
the
that.
Packer fans in the house, right? We have guys that you can look at as young Carrington Valentines, right? They may have been drafted way back in the draft, right? But let's start getting them that time that they need to get more confident in their game, to get them more confidence, to start committing certain things to muscle memory, so that
Mm.
when they get in the game, they are better than the previous versions of themselves. We've seen this before, right? Ryan Rollins went from a summer league player to a necessary rehire. We needed to get him back, whether we went out and got a Cole Beasley or Cole Beasley. A Cole or not. Whether we got a backup point guard or not, we needed to go and re-sign a Ryan Rollins because he had played himself into a position that he was a necessary rehire, right? You gave him those minutes to develop his game. Let some of these other guys develop their game. That's what I mean. Kyle Kuzma is taking up spots, taking away from guys who could be developing their game. And for what? What does he give you that is so like we absolutely need to have this on the court? Other than helter skelter nonsense, like just running nervous energy. Now he may come back and be that dude. I don't know. And if he's gonna be in a Bucks uniform, that's what I'm rooting for. Like I don't want to cut my nose off to spite my face. I'm still a Bucks fan. So if he's gonna be in a Bucks uniform, then I hope,
I
as we
heard that.
speak right now, Kyle Kuzma's somewhere working on his game right
No, that's what
now
they said
as
in the
we speak.
chat. Pam said in the chat that he working hard on his game and training camp, and he looked good. So
Right
we gonna
now,
see it.
10:30 at night, be in the gym somewhere right now as we speak. Like, what are you supposed to be doing in this moment, Kyle? And everywhere around him, just have TVs of him blowing that layup in the Pacer game when he hits the bottom of the rim. Like that,
B
that's
Shack, he
your
young and got
motivation.
talent, man. B Shack, he has upside. We not gassing him. He got some upside, B Shack. We not. I see
Oh,
we gonna have to have a discussion with B
hurtful.
Shack next line. We gonna have, hey B Shack, you gotta be available earlier next line. I know you already coming with
Sure,
the fly in the ointment, as they used to say back in the day. He gonna come with the controversy. Shout out to B
sure.
Shack. Shout out to B Shack.
All right, but yeah, but that's my time. That's
Okay,
my time. I do have
I
to go.
appreciate you.
But
Appreciate you,
fellas,
Dr.
always
Smith.
a pleasure.
All right,
Always a
hey,
pleasure. Always
Packers
a
coming
pleasure.
very, very soon, Dr. Smith. Let me get it together.
I
All right,
appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely.
all right, bro.
All
Appreciate
right,
you.
peace, peace.
Let me move this around. Hold on, Scales. Let me move you up here. Change this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. There we go. All right, before we get up out of here, let me get your last word, Scales. Then we can go to bleachers. So you, Scale. Hold on, Scale. I gotta trust the volume. Your mic giving some feedback sometimes, Scale. So I gotta play
Is
with
it?
the. Yeah, go ahead. You good?
You good now?
Yeah, yeah, you good.
Okay, my bad. I don't know. Like I said, I just that's the only thing that really scares me right now is Kuz and Doc Rivers. You know what I mean? I'm cool about everything else. I do like the rest of the players, the rest of the roster. Torian Prince is what he is. He doesn't move or bother me either way. But like I said, with me it's just Kuz, and I just think to Dr. Smith's point, I just think you should get some youth in that spot. You know what I mean? Like I think it should be somebody kind of younger, at least getting a shot. You know what I mean? 20 minutes a night, 25 minutes or something, just to give them a different look. You know what I mean? Something different. Because I don't really see his explosiveness or nothing. It's like Kuzma's kind of lost a step or something to me too. I don't know. It's weird.
I just think we need to give Kuzma a chance, man. I think he's hearing everything. He's hearing the noise. Let's give him just a couple games, y'all. Let's see. Let's rally behind Kyle Kuzma. The man just got married. He's trying to get his life together. He's trying to dress like an adult male now. He is trying to get his life in order. Let's give this man a little grace. Just a couple of games. Is all I'm asking.
What about his game do you like? Give me one good thing that you like about his game. One, just one.
He's aggressive. You see, I just used that blank. Is that
the Nasus is aggressive?
That's why I just used that, because I couldn't think of nothing else. But you can't always use aggressive, and that could just work. I just threw that in there. I just threw some on the wall. Hope it would stick. Scales. I knew better.
Giannis
I
brother
shouldn't
is
be
aggressive.
playing with you like that, Scales.
Look, that's what I was saying.
I shouldn't be playing with you.
Come on, man. I know you
Scales, my bad.
No, I get it, because you doing your host thing.
Right.
You gotta do. You gotta be fair.
Right, you gotta be fair. Reality, right.
I'm just being honest, and
see,
I was giving
they saying aggressively terrible. Now they saying aggressively.
That's what I'm saying. It's nothing about his game that really moves me, man. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Like, AJ Green got a nice jump shot. KPJ got hops and nice handles. You know what I'm saying? It's Gary Trent got a nice jump shot. You know what I mean? It's things about other people's game that I can tell you. Yeah, that I like. It's nothing about his game.
Kuz plays good defense and is a solid slasher.
Moose is a Moose. This ain't the bubble. This ain't the bubble Lakers. This ain't the Lakers, Moose.
Hey, he couldn't even hold. Scales won't gonna let that go at all, bro.
Come on, bro. This ain't the bubble.
He wasn't gonna let it go.
It was like, but
he couldn't let it go. He wasn't gonna let you eat that one.
Hey, Moose, my man.
All right, and that I feel you. Right. But I feel you. Bro. Hey, we just gotta understand, for right now, our man's Scales is adamant about his feelings for Kuz. Dr. Smith, adamant about their feeling with Kuz.
I just feel like we could get an upgrade there. Like I said, I'm gonna give him a shot to the young lady in the chat who said that, you know what I mean, he working out, he working on his game. I'm gonna take her word. You know
okay, right.
Bucks Nation, we're a family, and I might be wrong. Family can teach family things, so I'm learning something. I'm gonna hold y'all to it, but if I'm right, y'all know I'm showing up to say, Hey,
I know. Appreciate you, Scales. Hold on. It's on you, Bleacher. Go ahead. Scales.
Because he light skinned.
Bro,
go ahead, Bleacher.
Man, look, it's a great conversation today. We talked about toxins. Enjoyed this. Happy birthday again to you.
Appreciate
my
it, bro.
dog birthday.
Right. Hey, appreciate y'all. Salute.
Yes, sir. A blessing.
But yeah, I love we got this conversation with the Bucks. It just, with Kuzma, I'm gonna give him a shot, but like everybody, we don't got no time waste, man. This ain't the time. Like, we don't borrow time. We don't borrow time. Like dude, we gotta get this going, man. Like, we trying to win a championship right now. Like, if he ain't gonna play, you got to give him his walking papers, get him out the door. Like,
give him his pink slip. Give him his pink slip.
Bro,
got no
I
time.
will take a second. Like I said, I'll take an end of the rotation guy right now, man. Under 25 years old, you can send me a guy you giving 2-3 minutes to or something right now for him, man. I'll take an experiment. For real, bro. Like, I'm with Dr. Smith. I'd rather experiment with a young kid at that than go through the Kuzma thing. But y'all said he gonna come to camp and camp. So we'll see.
You hear how he said that? You see what he did? Y'all ain't even pay attention to how he just did that. Y'all said, y'all not even paying attention what he doing. He trying to set it up. I ain't gonna let you do that, Scale. I see what you doing. Nah, we're not about to let you do that, Scale. You trying to set it up.
I'm with Bleacher. It remind me of the Aaron Rodgers years. Like, hey, bro, are you playing or not? Because we don't have time for that right now, bro. Like, we're trying to get something done. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't got time for the herky-jerky right now. And that's how I feel with this school situation. Like, we don't really have time, bro, to be, trying to figure out if you come into play or not? If this gonna
I
be
just want
bubble
to say, let's
Kuz,
just give him a couple games. That's it. If he start trash, we gonna get him up out of there. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know Mr. Bahama's gonna come in here. It's like, I want him gone by the end of the night.
right?
Hey, shout out to Mr. Bahamas. Hey, we already know. Hey, as soon as he start playing, hey, we'll get him up in here. He'll get him right up out of here. You know, Mr. Bahamas get upset. People is gone. They be gone. They be gone. Go ahead, Bleacher.
Hey, get him out of here today.
Right today. Shout out to the Bahamas. Shout out to the Bahamas. What's your last words though, Bleacher, before I get up out of here?
Man, yeah, I can't wait to talk about football a little bit. I got a lot to say about that. But I went to the practice a couple of days ago. It was hot, man. It was hot there, man. Woo! But it was really good seeing them play, practice. And when we talk about the Packers, I think we could be a team that really makes some noise, and nobody's really talking about that. But man, they don't play around. They'll practice. They don't play around. So can't wait to talk about them.
All right, appreciate y'all, Scales. I hit you later. You wild on my man Coles, bro. Appreciate you, Scales. All right, Bleacher. Appreciate y'all. Go. Appreciate y'all tapping in today, bro. All right, appreciate you. Scales ain't let nobody breathe about Kuzma. He ain't letting them breathe on Kuzma. We trying to say get this man a gang. He want this man going tonight. Hey, Scales want to go. Hey, Scales calling Ubers, box trucks. Like, get him up out of here now. Shout out to Scales. Let me tap you in real quick, Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon. It's on you.
What up? Hey, happy birthday, bro.
Appreciate you, Brandon.
Hey, Gil, he was wrong tonight. He was wrong. He was definitely wrong tonight.
All right.
I put the pain, bro. But, like, Buck needs to really win. We gotta give Kuzma some time. Let him adjust. I know he just got married. So, give him some time to bring, once we see the old Kuzma back from the Malika day, then we can talk about something different.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. This team looking dangerous going into the new season.
Agreed.
No matter what happens, all I'm hoping for is health and the coaching that coaching staff can help
out. Yeah, so the coaching staff can actually implement a system is what you're trying to get at, Brandon. We got talent. You're just hoping that Doc Rivers and the coaching staff can actually implement a system to take advantage of the talent that we have on this roster, offensively and defensively. Since we're a lot younger now, we're a more agile team, so we have a lot more flexibility defensively as far as either switching or just playing your man head up versus the drop coverage and all this stuff for slow people that you have to incorporate to keep them in the game. So I think now Doc has to show that he's an NBA coach. There's no excuses. All that's out the window. He has this whole summer to get himself together because right now he is staining and tarnishing his legacy by how he is coaching or lack of coaching of the Milwaukee Bucks. He has a chance now to get some of his respect back because to me, every year I've lost more and more respect for Glenn Rivers. And I don't fully understand how he's even a coach. I don't see anything he does besides like I always say is people managing as far as personalities and locker room. But as far as X's and O's, understanding of the game, the nuances, how to take advantage of mismatches, how to create mismatches, he has no grasp of that. Zero grasp of that. He doesn't know how to say, hey, let's put Giannis here at this spot on the court, then he's going to get a smaller player on him and he can just eat. He doesn't have any of that acumen. And I think now he has to show that, and he needs to rely on his coaching staff to help him implement a system if he's not capable. Sometimes if you're not good at something, get somebody else around you that is good at that. That's what you're doing, building a team. That's the whole point your assistant coaches are supposed to be. That's like me and my job, right? I got people around me doing tasks that are smarter than me because you need that around you to be better and to find things that are wrong and to fix them. There is nothing wrong with that. Bill Gates uses the same philosophy. If you're going to have people around you that have the intelligence, utilize it. Utilize it. That is just simple. Buckner's supposed to be a defensive guy. Let him run the defense. Whoever's an offensive coach, let them run the offense. You just focus on keeping the people in the locker room happy. That's it, by managing the minutes. That's all the doc should be focusing on, is managing the minutes and making sure people are happy. He needs to delegate the offense and defense to someone else because he's not capable. He's just not capable. Just not. It's just what it is. It's not a bad thing. Not everybody. There's a lot of coaches that are good at X's and O's, but they're not good at like personality management. Everyone has their abilities or their specials. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a special for like thinking. He has a social badge. He doesn't have a thinking badge. If we talk at NBA 2K here, you know what I'm saying? As far as player badges, his player badge is social, not a brain. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. It's just the proof is in the pudding. But go ahead before we get up out of here, Brandon.
About the movement by Buck Nation. What up, y'all? Also,
What up, WFSO?
I think we don't need no more. The only big we got is Giannis, Turner, Bobby. With my big man, get the one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see how Doc
Mm-hmm.
manages Watson and
Right.
get them, because I do not want to see point Giannis. Only some big situation.
Correct. Yep. Only situational. Like I don't want him running full time point, or he just gets it over. He gets the ball at after we get past half court, just like the Joker, like we were discussing earlier. That's cool.
I agree. So I'm super excited about this upcoming season for our Bucks and our Packers.
Yep.
So I'm definitely gonna be in lookout.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do a Packers soon, very, very soon. I'm gonna get that situated because we do need to talk Packers. A lot's going on. We got Bleacher Report, our on beat reporter. As far as for the Packers, you know, he be going to the games, he goes to the practices. Shout out to Bleacher Report. So I know he got a lot to talk about as far as for the Packers. So we definitely doing something soon. I hope you kept your notes too, Bleachers, because we within the next 2 weeks we're gonna do a Packers live for sure, and I do want you to go over all that information too. So appreciate you, Bleacher. Go ahead, Brandon.
About I think a lot of people got mixed up the motion. One great cool, all that, but I think Kuzma is going to have impact season
Okay.
like he did a couple years ago. So let's give him some time, Buck Nation,
Facts.
and let's give our new players some time, so that way they can just enjoy.
All right.
So
Appreciate you,
we're gonna
Brandon. All right.
lose the Buck Nation win. Take one step at a time. Take one game at a time. I let y'all go with it.
All right. All right, Brandon. Go. Shout out to Brandon. They're trying to run you up off the live. I heard them, Brandon. I respect it though. All right, Brandon. Appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to BKC. All right, y'all. About to get up out of here. Appreciate all y'all tapping in for the birthday live stream. Another great conversation on a plethora of topics from Shannon, Sharpe, Giannis, Kuzma, Doc Rivers. I actually like when we're talking about a lot of broad topics. I think that's really slick. So hopefully we'll continue to do that as well. Obviously, we're gonna focus on Bucks games during the Bucks when the Bucks are playing. But I do like this kind of format as well, where we're just having general conversation, like if we were just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just having some hangouts. Let's just talk some sports. So I appreciate y'all tapping in for the birthday live stream. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, comment, like, subscribe, and share the most electrifying content on YouTube with the most electrifying chat on YouTube. Salute to friends and family. We'll be back soon. Comment, like, subscribe, share, gone.